Welcome to this week's episode of News of the North. It's June 90th, 2018, and I am your host, Antoine Bergeron, substitute host, Antoine Bergeron. Here with my substitute host, Steve. How are you doing?
Very good. And you, Antoine?
Better than Paul.
Yeah. Paul is again struck by Nurgle.
The first couple of years in daycare are always bad.
He's gonna have a great immune system when the kids are older.
Yeah, and 2 kids starting daycare at the same time just makes it even worse, I think.
Well, at least you get everything in one go, because my kid, I had 18 months break, so you get disease, you get safe, and then you get the disease back.
Yeah, but you get a ton of it.
Well, he's testing the medical system.
Yeah, sure. That's one way of saying it. Okay, so we have a pretty good list this week, so we'll jump right in. And we will start, as usual, by our general releases. So first one, by Games Workshop, Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Soul Wars. This is the 2nd edition of Age of Sigmar, and Soul Wars is their box set for it. Steve, can you go through the content?
Yeah, so, you have the basic rule book inside and everything you need to start playing the game. You get a total of 52 miniatures, and all of these are push fit, so you can just snap them and play quickly if you want to have a go at the game. You have the core book, which is, they say it's 320 pages, so it's kind of a big book.
It's like the 40k big book in the box. It's kind of crazy having a hardback book in your game box, but
it's just
that's how they do it now. So
yeah, they up the value of the box so
yeah, for sure,
so good, but it's so heavy. And this time, you have again the
Stormcast Eternals.
Yeah, Stormcast. I was going to say Sigmarine, sorry. And the adversaries. This time it's the Night Aunt. So these are undead ghost type faction, and they
look really
they are
good.
Gorgeous.
Like, I personally don't like undead, and even some of those make me think about it.
Yeah, especially like the bigger models. There's kind of a Grim Reaper carrying a big 2-handed axe with the I only have the French word for it, but he's carrying the place where you hang the people on his back. They all look really great. The other one riding a gallow. The steed is really good as well, and it's all.
Oh yes, that one. That's my favorite. The character, the Knights of Shroud on Eternal Steed or Ethereal Steed. That's my favorite miniature of the box.
And even all the basic infantry with all the shackles and the chains and everything, they look great. And
amazing box.
Yeah. Lots of content for the price.
To go with it, though. It's $198 Canadian.
But you have lots of stuff.
Yes, for sure. So the box is on pre-order and it will come out at the end of June.
It's coming out next week, no? Oh, no, 30th.
30th. They are doing more than a week of pre-order now. See.
Wow. That's
a new Game Workshop.
Uh-huh.
Oh, back to the old one.
Yeah.
the old one.
Next one on the list is from Neko Galaxy, and it's Lydia. So it's a 1/10 scale bust, and it's really gorgeous. And it's a girl kind of she's praying. I thought she was in shackles, like her hands were tied up with a chain, but you see she's holding a cross, and there's a bit of Yomesel as well on the cross that's glowing.
Yeah, she looked like a warrior priestess.
Yeah,
maybe,
something like that.
in prayer, not in combat pose. So
Yeah, the paint job on the model is really good.
yes.
The armor, it's really well done, and all the light on the face and everything, I really like it.
The proportions are a bit anime-ish, but it fits with the Neko Galaxy being more of an anime line. Like the eyes are bigger.
Yeah, the eyes, exactly.
Smaller. Even the way the hairs are made. But it makes for a really nice miniature.
And it's available. Oh, it's not cheap though. It's 54 euros. So
for a big bust, it's not that bad. It's a limited run, and they don't have that much left. Like, it was limited to 120, and they have less than 40 at the time of recording. So we don't even know if it will still be available by the time of the release. Hopefully it is.
Hurry!
And you can
buy.
You can get your hands on it.
But it's gorgeous. So even with a steep price, if you're a painter, I think it's worth your time to at least look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, by Big Child Creatives, we have Sword of Dawn. So this is another bust of this one of more of a kind of a female samurai.
Yeah.
Female Japanese warrior.
It's the top of samurai. There's lots of detail in the armor.
Yes.
The sword is about to be unsheathed, and the pose is very dynamic. You can feel the wind going through the air.
Yes,
as well.
That's really nice.
I like that touch. And you have there's also a kind of a backdrop as well. I was going to say it's spoon-shaped backdrop to hold the bus.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Kind of look like that. It might be a plinth.
Yeah. Probably.
There's no extra pictures, so it's hard to see.
And this one is a bit cheaper. It's 38 euros. So
we don't have a scale though, so it might be a bit smaller.
It might be smaller than the other one.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. Next on the list from Tabletop World, we got the Fisherman House.
Oh, that one I want.
Oh, that one is so good. They always do like nice quality resin scenery. I don't know what's about that one, but it looks so over the top compared to the rest of what they do usually. The attention of details on that piece. There's seagulls all over the ramps, a fish hanging, there's a boat. The boat is probably part of the river add-on, which raised up the price, but there's lanterns, and there's a kind of a porch going all the way, all around the building, lamps and accessories all over the place. I mean, this is such a great piece of scenery.
Yeah, it made me think a bit of their, they have a blacksmith.
Yeah.
And that one also had a lot more detail than just a regular house. And I think that's what sells it. Instead of just being generic, it having a team. Yeah, and the blacksmith one makes it stand out even more.
You see the personality of the scenery.
Yeah,
I think Paul should get one to use as a display base for presentation when he goes to tournament with his Fisherman for Guild Ball.
So he has no use for it then.
Because we all know Paul goes to all of the tournaments. But there would be space to put 10 models on that for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
All around.
I think so.
But take a look at it. It's really a nice piece. It starts at 84 $490 US for the base building, and if you want to add the river base, it goes up to $108.20. So, and the sizes are not too bad. I mean, it's in centimeters. It's 20 by 15 by 16, so it's not that small.
No, but not that big either.
No, I know, but it's all resin, so that's
yeah. Well, it's worth it. I'm sure it's worth it. It's a ton of resin.
It's a ton of details and tons of fun to paint.
Yeah. Well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Next up, by Private Press, we have some new releases for both War Machine and Hordes. On the War Machine side, we have the new Cato box, their new CID box that came out for the Manowars. Got a bunch of stuff in it. Some of the new models, some of the old release to make it fit together. After that, in the other single model releases, we have the Commandant Sorcha Kritikov, the new Warcaster. She's the third version of this Warcaster. We have the two Manowar tankers, the Strike Tanker and the Suppression Tanker. And lastly, on the Horde side, we have a Chosen of Everblight unit. That's their kind of second Thor, Dragon Ogren unit. Big cavalry for Everblight.
I don't have much to add on those.
That's fine. That's enough. Enough said on those.
Next up on the list from Warlord Games, we have Soviet Commissar Gregor Drugov for Konflikt 47.
Yeah, so this is cool. It's
werewolves.
No, it's bears.
Oh, it's bear.
Yes.
Oh, but the smaller one is a werewolf, no?
No, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
The smaller one looks like a werewolf, but the other one are werebear.
Yeah, he was part of the Ursine program. Pod would be welcome now for the pronunciation. He received a more stable variant and kept more of a human form, so I think it's still bear-like, but it doesn't fit the look of what you would think of a werebear. But the two models that accompanies him are clearly giant werebears, yeah. And they are armored and they look scary.
Well,
yeah, pretty cool kit.
And this one, it's metal and resin, and it details for $40, probably US, right?
Yes. After that, we have a new Kiss Sorcerer from Miniatures. So this one has more of a kind of Nurgle look to it.
Yeah. Well, he has a kind of mutated arm with a tentacles, and he's kind of fat. Let's say it. And the bell as well on the horn is clearly Nurgle iconography.
Style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The book he carries, maybe you think a bit of the... there's a character that's called the Tallyman because he takes a tally of everything that happens on the battlefield. Could be a proxy for that, or just any type of sorcerer you want. He's really nice. As always with my miniatures, the stuff is dirt cheap. So this miniature, that's a 28 to 32 millimeter scale, and it's €4. So
it's so cheap.
Yeah,
shipping is going to be more expensive than the miniature.
Yes, for sure.
And the next one, it's from Red Republic Games. It's Cato and Ladon. It's for Arena Rex, and actually it's the guy riding a super cool lizard.
Yeah, kind of a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a giant version of it.
Big, giant Komodo dragon ridden by a gladiator. I mean, it's the perfect combination, right?
Yes. The rider, Cato, is also available alone, as all the riders in the game. because he can be dismounted. So
yeah. Well, he was already available, right?
I think he was pre-released,
Okay.
but not on full release yet.
Oh, okay. And it's so big. It's bigger than its base, but like we were talking before recording with Antoine in Arena Rex, it doesn't really matter because the model don't rank up and you don't have arc or anything like in War Machine or other games. And there's
no line of sight, so you can just turn it if anything is in the way.
And there's so few models as well in Arena Rex, but it's such a great model. It's so cool.
Yeah,
really. We should.
Yeah, this model is for a new faction. They're kind of mercenaries. So Cato is the leader of them. So if you have Cato in your faction, you can kind of do as you want and have. I think they call outcasts or something. I don't remember exactly, but it's another way to get a different house instead of the 4 actual faction available and the beast sub faction. So that's a 6th one officially. Pretty nice, and he's only $45
US.
Yeah, US. But having the rider and the giant.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's not too bad.
It's on a 60mm base, so it's quite long. I mean, almost a third of the model is over the base. So
yeah.
And
that's it for our general releases.
Yeah.
So after that, we get to our crowdfunding news, and the first one is not a Kickstarter. This is a Nickstarter. So we have Dracula's America, Forbidden Power. That's the new extension by Osprey Game for Dracula's America. And as usual, North Star miniature figures are doing Nickstarter, which is kind of a pre-order system, like Kickstarter, and it unlocks stuff as they get more order ins. So you can get a book for sure as usual, and you can get some of the new gangs. So the 2 new I'm wondering if they are gangs or posse. I don't remember exactly the factions. 2 new factions. So you have the Salem Sisterhood and the Church of Dagon. So those are the 2 new factions available in the book. And the Nickstarter, so North Star are doing a special new faction, which called the Kin. So that's a new bundle you can get. And they will have their own rules available when you order them. They are not in any of the books. And they were made especially for the Nickstarter, so they are really exclusive. So if you want them, that's the way to get them. The book concentrates on the south of the United States and kind of the swamp and voodoo stuff.
Yeah, and the Kin are cannibal faction.
You can get them, and you can also order as individual packs a bunch of new Iron Ends, so Bounty Hunters, the Investigator, the Dagon Emissary, the Gravedigger, the Ghost Witch. So lots of new models for your gangs. The game is fun. I really liked Dracula's America when I tried it, so I'm having my eye on this one. I already get the first 2 books, so why not get the 3rd one?
Next one is from
just before that.
Sorry. Forgot the pledge, right?
Yeah. So right now they have amassed over 6,000 pounds, and they have 17 days left to go at the time of the recording. So they will end on July 8th, 2018.
I can go now?
Yes.
The next one on the list is from Mythic Games, and it's Solomon Kane. So this one is 1 to 4 player co-op game, which it's in. Well, go ahead, Antoine. Probably.
Okay, you don't know that.
No, I don't know it's with vampires,
so
right?
It's an English Puritan monster hunter.
Okay.
So there's books about him. There's been RPGs. There's a.
Oh, okay.
I'm drawing a blank. I'm reading some RPGs right now. Savage World. There's a Savage World extension for a setting book for Solomon Kane also. So this is a miniature board game for it. As Mythic has done with the previous projects. The sculpting on them is amazing.
Yeah. The 4 virtues, the miniatures are really cool.
Yes. Those are allies of Solomon Kane. You have Solomon Kane also, which is the main hero. The virtues are allied for him. There's a bunch of monsters. There's a bunch of villagers.
And pirates, Antoine.
Yep. Pirates too. His adventures go far. They go through Europe, Africa. They even go to the New World. So there's a lot of potentials for a bunch of stuff to come out. And as they did with the, what was it? Joan of Arc Kickstarter. Yeah. As the pledge went up, they added stuff left and right. So I'm sure it's going to do the same thing. So many stuff in their add-ons and the stretch goals. So.
Yes, stretch goal, they go up for a long way.
Yeah. So if you are interested in that kind of theme, you can pledge there. It's simple. There's a single level of pledge. It's $110 that gets you the core game and all the unlocked stretch goals. Simple like that. Shipping will be added afterward. And how are they doing? So they're not doing that bad. They were asking for a $100K goal of US dollars. They are now over $700,000. So
pretty good.
They're doing pretty good. They still have more than 2 weeks left to go. So they're gonna go higher again. I'm sure it's not stopping right now.
But it didn't explode like Joan of Arc though.
No, but Joan of Arc had a more open team.
Yeah,
I think. And there was also the crazy thing that wasn't there like 400 miniatures at some point?
Yeah.
With the smaller scale, it's easier. So
it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and it being historical and fantasy could have more reach.
Yeah, this one is a bit more niche, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you got some poor schlubs who don't know about the character like me. And
yeah, I think you knew about Joan of Arc, but you didn't know about Solomon Kane.
Exactly.
So I think that's exactly why. So as we mentioned, there's a bit more than 2 weeks left to go, so it will fund. There's no problem there. It will fund on July 5th, 2018. After that, by Ouroboros Miniatures, we have the AI. This is a small series of sci-fi robot busts cast and risen. So there are 3 busts. Right now, I don't know if others are planned as the pledging goes up. Right now, they just found it. But you have 3 available. So the Alpha, the Watson, and Fractured. 3 pretty different style of miniatures. I think it's worth going through the page. One has more of a female look, open face, and the other 2 have more of a robot, clearly robot style, while the third one looks more like an android, maybe.
Yeah, the girl, it's more a bit more human feature. So.
Yeah.
But you see all the metallic hairs and hiding in a cloak.
Yeah, she's clearly not human.
She's robot for sure, but
more human-like.
Yeah, exactly.
All 3 look pretty nice.
Yeah,
I like the style they have with the more ancient clothing, but on robots.
Oh, they look really
kind
good.
of the vest and the robot with the katana is like the arms are super high tech, but he's wearing a suit.
Well, you have to be classy, even though you're killing people. I mean, it's just polite.
Yeah.
I like the look of the Watson, even though he's a robot. Kind of look a bit like not clueless, kind of clueless. A bit like
a bit maybe.
They really look good. And also you have 2 add-ons if you want as well. One, I don't know if both are unlocked though. One is unlocked, but I'm not sure if the other one is unlocked though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Those 2 are not robots though.
No.
Okay, so let's look at the numbers. You can pledge for any of the 3, Watch Manufacturer or Alpha, for €45. And can you pledge for more than one?
You can pledge for 2.
There's 2. So you save €5 by pledging for 2. Or as you pledge more, you get more of a rebate. So they were looking for €5,000. They're just over that at 5,200. So they funded. They have a bit more than a week left and will be completing on June 28, 2018.
And last one on the list is from Modiphius Entertainment. It's the Kung Fu Panda board game.
Yeah, so we go from super serious AI robots to cartoon animated cartoon miniatures. So it's a board game. It's for 2 to 4 players. The age is pretty low. It's 8+, so it's probably more of a family board game. However, there's a ton of miniatures and cool miniatures. So if you have kids, I think that's one that could be interesting.
Because it
might not be like engaging enough for just adult or veteran gamers, but I think to get out with the kids, it's probably cool.
And they can relate to the movie characters because they're really identical to what we saw in the movies. So
yep, and the box comes with Poe and the first 5 miniatures, a bunch of goons, bad guys, and they have also added, in the stretch goals, you can get some of the old, I don't remember their name, like the old character,
Or the Masters?
Yeah, the Masters, that's it. And they're all playable too. That's really cool. So, this started, I think, really...
a couple of days ago.
Yeah, just at the end of last week. So it started on June 15th. How do the pledge look? I had to click somewhere. So the board game itself is £25, which is not that much. If you go to £60, you get the board game and the Masters. So it's £35 just to get that. You also get your name, the credits, and also the stretch goals. So just a basic game you don't get stretch goals for. So if you want everything, it's £60 and not just £25. You have to think about it. They are not funded yet. They are looking for 30,000 British pounds. They are right now just under 27,000 pounds. So they're almost there. And they should be good because they have just under 4 weeks left to go. So it shouldn't be a problem. And if they fund, it will be on July 15th, 2018. And that's it. Thanks a lot, Steve.
No problem at all, Antoine.
Hopefully Paul will feel better over the week and we can record something else with him in the meantime. We have content for all our other shows, so I hope his throat will be better soon.
Get well soon, Paul.
Yeah. So, thanks again.
No problem, Antoine. Have a good evening.
And bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yom. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrav. You can listen to them at ladrav.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Who, What, Why, a game design podcast. A podcast that talks about the ins and outs of game design with game designers. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.